tries to implement the army of like Iron Man suits.
That's what it says, but I need to make sure.
I take people's heads off from like one of them like rockets out into orbit.
Yeah.
Like everything he does fails with him.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the airship. Valkrye here, and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Crunch Time. This time, I kind of cheated a little bit. It got started prior to the video.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of need that back on.
Well, I was going to play music off my phone.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, or I can play music off my phone. I did.
Because I need to see that.
My phone's at 17%, though. It's going to
I
die.
have a charger. It's okay.
Charge plugged into your phone, though.
Currently. Anyways, what we're going to be making today is the, I guess we could call it the finishing touches for a Fullmetal Alchemist Edward Elric prosthetic or automail arm. We already got started on it, if you mind grabbing the pieces right there.
Oh, I didn't know you sprayed my hands.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, leave that butterfly out of there, though. That's for something else. We've already started on the forearm, which is literally just brain fart.
Yeah, the glove does not want it.
Construction foam. So yeah, it's going to be a little stiff.
A little?
Yeah, a little.
We're going to need to spray the other glove with it on me.
Or we could just wash it and loosen it up again. The paint's not going to come off.
You sure?
Yeah. It's just it's literally just 2 sheets of construction foam. I've actually cut the divots out and then hot glued them together. That's all we've done. Then she will, not sized for me. This one's actually for Mrs. Valkrye. She'll slide her arm in, just like that, and put on the silver glove to cover the rest of the hand. I'll be making the actual bolt that goes on the back of the hand and everything else.
The glove will go on first.
Yeah. So, alright. Anyways, I know that he has a large bolt that sits on the back of his hand meant for the wrist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spray paint can and use it as a guide. And that...
Pull up a picture if you want, babe.
That's fine if you like. I'm going to go here. I'm going to press this in so in case it moves... Actually, I'm going to move it. It's not going to matter. There we go. And I'm going to be cutting it by hand with a knife rather than with scissors, because scissors tend to shift and then you get edges you don't want. I'm using a just piece of wood to cover the table so I don't gouge into it.
I'm looking for the picture, but it's not letting it pop up.
It's okay. I have it memorized.
Betray. Turns around. Trace.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see. Yeah. And there we go.
We can obviously just paint it onto the glove.
This one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the details on. I'm going to cut 2 of these. Cut 1 in half to create, if you look, so it looks like a giant bolt. I'm going to cut the other one in half so it gives you that groove just like this. And then hot glue them together and then hot glue it onto the wrist right there.
Okay.
Okay. So that's 1. I'm going to go 2. Now I'm bringing the can, or my guide can, I guess, to the very edge of the foam so that I can maximize the amount of foam I'm using for the project, or minimize the amount of foam, maximize the foam saved.
I'm gonna help little brother be my wig model for a minute.
Yes.
You're playing Farkle? I love that game.
It's so fun.
I haven't played it in so long.
No, if you like, I forget about it, and then I go back to it, and I play the crap out of it. I get bored of it, and I stop, and I forget about it, and then I go back to it. I play the crap out of it.
I need a wig model. A wig model.
closer.
You can be my wig model, Dallas.
Okay.
There we go. That's our second one. Going to turn this back on. There we go.
Why does it wet? What is wet? Like very wet. We should turn on the light.
There we go. I've lined it up dead center, and it's difficult to see on camera. Oh, there we go. I've created a small incision as a guide.
So I can do her hair properly.
Slice it in half. There we go. Have our two pieces. There's that. That way, when I place it on the base, it will leave the line. Once I've sealed these together, I'll paint it in silver, and it will actually look like a very large bolt. Which I actually will be right back.
You have a lot of glue and a lot of yeah, you have a picture of it.
It could be worse. You should be able to do that pretty easily with this.
Yeah. But that's the closest way I could get to it. Because think about getting just a normal wig that's sitting down and having to style it up like that. At least this wig is already like up.
Okay. Hot glue gun. Just gonna get that set up. Make sure it doesn't fall over. Okay. Then what I need to do is I'm going to take the rest of the foam here. I'll set this aside here. I'm actually going to use the solid piece as a guide. Actually, no. I'm going to use the half piece as a guide. To about a finger's width. Actually, we're going to go pinky's width from the edge of the foam on either side to create the actual back of the hand. So there.
They've got some
We use
more.
each other.
They've got some more demonic spells.
And there.
They do a little more of a power.
Don't do this.
You're doing second level?
They can be first or second.
There we go.
Or
Just create a small incision to follow.
she's always
There.
think first or second level. I can know up to 5 spells.
I
I'm not worried
have
about knowing. I just need to.
Hellish Rebuke and Witch Bolt, but those are both offensive, so they could be handy having doubles anyway. And
I've
then
done plenty of offensive already.
There we go. Alright.
I don't
Let's see if we can show this
I have a
off.
suggestion for the second.
What I've done, actually, I'll make it a little deeper so you can see.
I almost got Hold Person. And I almost got Shatter Spider on as well. Hold Person, I think
It's created a
like, make
guide
paralyze somebody, all those
for
offensive spells,
what
it's
would be
like-
the back of the hand. So just a rectangle with the edges rounded off. Not too worried about these back edges because they're going to be underneath the actual arm itself.
Visibility though.
But if necessary, I can trim those down too.
If you try to do anything on invisible, you're invisible again.
What about Raven Feeling?
I didn't have that as an option, so I checked that.
I believe it's another crust.
Sounds like that.
Are you making
Could
a
be.
smurf? Am I what?
Okay. There we go. Then seal that there. About right.
The creators actually posted a picture of a Smurf without their hat in the picture.
There we go. I have that. I have half pieces on there to create the bolt.
Have you seen the movie Trolls?
Spray painted all silver. I could even go as far as to making the actual fingers for it, but that's quite a bit of detail and not exactly practical. Anytime she opens or closes that hand, they're liable to pop off, tear, anything. It just wouldn't look good. The back of the hand, though, to show that it is not just a glove and he's wearing a gauntlet, you would make the mechanical parts. Okay, so we're going to start with this.
Let's see here. On a hit, the target deals only half damage with weapon attacks that use strength until the spell ends. So I hit people with it and then...
To hot glue this. I'm using hot glue because it dries quickly and doesn't make a huge mess.
He might have some as a cleric.
I think he's opting to buff us and heal. I think was most of them.
Are you talking about my cleric?
Yeah.
Yes. Most of my stuff will buff you guys.
So, as a warlock, do you think I should go some debuff stuff? Because they have some roast debuffing.
Yeah, you can debuff the enemy while I buff you guys, and then it's just a totally unfair fight.
Debuff anything that's strength-based weapon to half damage.
There you go.
The spell ends.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm doing offensive.
Just doing a light little line here.
You tell me if I need to do
Nothing too thick, no gobs of glue.
I should face the camera.
I'll quickly show this to you guys before it goes away. Just like that.
So I looked up Smurf with hair. Let's see what came up. I'm mildly alarmed.
Okay, there we go.
Probably was.
So what should I take it together?
I could gel this part down. Gel it to be another one of those.
There we go. That, and it creates a little more definition being thicker like that. And then anytime the wrist bends, it shows
I'll show you
the groove a little more.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would
good.
try to do because it's like a little three-top. I would do like a little big piece and then a bigger piece.
Now, from what I saw on the image, the bolt isn't screwed on straight, so it's not up and down the wrist like that. Instead, it's kind of at an angle, so we're going to go for that right there. But I'm also going to use the glove as my guide, bring it to what should be the back of the knuckles, right about there.
Gel it would go up more, but right now it's just
I
fine.
can only 20 the problem, right?
Do like a three,
Go for right there. Okay,
and then however you want the back. So
The back's just gonna stay there. because
lined it up.
The back, then it'll show. Yeah. So the back's just gonna stay there.
glue like
Okay,
this will glue.
so it's about halfway.
So I can roll a 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go. Just added a dot so it'll hold itself in place. I'll lift up the edges and add more glue from there.
It's just sitting to sit.
This is a very easy costume to create if you're looking for something quick. It doesn't cost a whole lot to make. Honestly, Edward Elric is one of the easiest people to go in costume as. Only thing easier that I can think of would be one of the clan of Noah from D. Greyman, which I will be doing. Tiki Meek in particular. Black hair, gray skin, you get some gray face paint, put black crosses on your forehead, and then wear a nice white button-down shirt, some slacks and boots. Maybe add some gloves if you want. Done. Easy as that. If you want to go a little more detailed, and create yourself a little butterfly. Because he does use butterflies. That's his weapon.
Because I tried to do this.
Ironically enough.
Two big ones and that small one in the middle.
Okay.
It worked out very well.
That looks about done. Add the rest of it. This one I'm going to glue a little closer to the edge so it doesn't lift up quite as much, but I don't want to go so close to the edge that it leaves gobs of glue squishing out.
I don't know what you're gonna play though. We have a lot of magic right now. You could spray. You have a cleric that has magic. We have a warlock that does magic. We have a sorcerer.
Just cool it off real quick.
Can I do it? Or it's just really obvious because it'll be against my
You
one
wanna
layer.
be an arcane archer?
You could.
That's it. You wanna be able to do the arcane
There we go.
but you can start as a ranger.
Market shop type stuff.
I'm not about that.
Alright, there's that.
But if you wanna do a ranger, you can.
Plus,
Alright.
Wanna do that?
Sure.
Test it by pushing it in here. See how it looks. Not half bad. Looks like we'll be alright. There.
Yeah.
And then we get to go outside.
I'm trying to get it so you can see it. Yeah, you can't really tell. But I have it
Okay, I get one.
with that. So I'll let you know.
Sure.
You're on the phone. Go in Discord and let them know I'm live on YouTube.
I don't have orders for it.
I already trying to do stuff I said far.
Not the salt. I mean the salt. That's why the bag for salt.
Uh-oh,
I just
we're
want to
stuck.
borrow the bag.
Stuck. Not good. There we go. Okay. Alright.
So, do I need to actually put the fucking trash can in your spot?